Before cities and empires, we were wanderers on this pale blue dot. Our journey began in flickering firelight, painting stories on cave walls. As tools evolved from stone to bronze, so did we. Now, gaze upon the wonders of ancient civilizations. Pyramids, ziggurats, great walls. This is humanity's greatest journey, written in the stars and etched in stone. For 100,000 years, we have walked the earth. Hunters beneath the open sky, builders of cities, dreamers of stars. And now, as we pause and gaze into the mirror of time, we must ask, are we truly smarter? Are we happier? Are we wiser? In the beginning, survival was the only measure. To live another day was triumph enough. But over millennia, we crafted new measures, knowledge, power, wealth, and yet beneath these shifting sands, a deeper question remained. Has all this made life better? Today, the average human commands more information at their fingertips than an entire medieval kingdom once could. We sequence genomes, split atoms, map distant galaxies. In raw intellect, in sheer technological might, we have soared. But wisdom is not intelligence, and happiness is not found in data. In an age where we carry entire worlds in our pockets, rates of anxiety and depression are reaching unseen heights. Wealth has multiplied beyond ancient emperors' dreams, yet satisfaction often remains a ghost just beyond our reach. Community once anchored our ancestors, a tight circle around the fire, a shared song beneath the stars. Today, millions live side by side, yet feel utterly alone. Biologically, we are little different from the first Homo sapiens who painted on cave walls and hunted mammoths. The human brain, with its brilliance and its blind spots, remains much the same. What has changed is the scale, the speed, the stakes. Once, a single poor decision meant a lost hunt or perhaps a short famine. Today, a poor decision can mean the death of oceans, the shattering of climates, the unraveling of civilizations. History, that great and patient teacher, shows us a troubling truth. Intelligence alone does not save a society. Athens fell, Rome crumbled, the Maya abandoned their cities to the creeping forest. Perhaps it is not what we know, but how we live, that matters most. Perhaps wisdom is not found in knowledge multiplied endlessly, but in knowing where to stop, in choosing consciously what kind of life to build. Again and again across time we see the same lesson emerge. True flourishing lies not in endless conquest, but in balance, in humility before forces larger than ourselves, in community, in meaning, in care. Are we smarter? Without doubt. Are we wiser? The answer remains unwritten. Each generation stands before the mirror, asking, who have we become? And more urgently, who do we wish to be? It is easy to believe that our civilization is indestructible, that concrete and steel, algorithms and satellites have placed us beyond the reach of collapse. But history whispers a harsher truth. Fragility often hides beneath the surface of grandeur. The Romans once believed their empire eternal. So did the pharaohs of Egypt, the kings of the Maya, the mandarins of imperial China. They built monuments for the ages, and yet all the empires of the past have one thing in common: they fell. Today, the threats we face are unlike anything humanity has encountered before. Climate change melts glaciers and scorches forests. Pandemics sweep across continents in days, not months. Political divisions fray the delicate fabrics of trust. And the tools we have crafted, powerful, dazzling, may yet prove double-edged. A cyber attack today can bring down a nation's power grid. A financial crash can ripple across every shore. An engineered virus or an artificial intelligence unleashed without foresight could topple civilizations not over centuries, but overnight. Water, once taken for granted, grows scarce. Soil, the quiet bedrock of every meal, is eroding. Great migrations of people, of hope, of desperation have already begun. We have seen collapse before, not as a sudden thunderclap, but as a slow, grinding erosion of what was once thought invincible. And yet with knowledge comes power and responsibility. Never before has humanity been so aware of the risks it faces. Never before have we had the tools to foresee, to prepare, to choose a different path. The struggle is not simply against rising seas or spreading deserts, it is against ourselves, against apathy, against short-term greed, against the ancient instincts that once served us well in tribes of hundreds, but falter in a world of billions. Hope, too, is a legacy we inherit. Each generation stands taller on the ruins and triumphs of those who came before, and each carries the burden and the blessing of forging a future unseen. We are not doomed. History is not destiny. The very hands that sowed destruction can sow renewal. Innovation, compassion, resilience, these are seeds that can still take root. The choice is not abstract. It is being made every day, in boardrooms, in ballot boxes, in laboratories, in living rooms. 1,000 small choices weaving the tapestry of tomorrow. Civilizations have fallen before, but none have had the chance to see it coming. None have had the knowledge or the voice to say, we can do better. The 21st century is not merely a test of survival. It is a test of imagination, of whether we can envision a world where power serves life, not the other way around, where we are not the last chapter of a story, but the prologue to something greater. From the first hesitant spark of fire to the vast humming grids of our modern cities, every leap forward began with something small, an idea, a question, a dream. Across 100,000 years, humanity has been a species in motion, adapting, reaching, transforming. And now, once again, we stand at the brink of a new frontier. The 21st century holds promises once reserved for myth and legend. Cities that breathe like forests, machines that think and feel, journeys not just across continents, but across worlds. Already human hands are stretching toward the stars. Mars, once a distant dream, may soon hear the heartbeat of life. Moon bases, asteroid mining, interstellar probes, science fiction, hardening into fact. Within our own bodies, revolutions stir. Genetic engineering offers the power to cure diseases once deemed inevitable, and perhaps to reshape ourselves entirely. The age of Homo sapiens may give way to the age of Homo technologicus, a new species born not of nature alone, but of conscious design. Our creations, too, are awakening, artificial intelligences that learn, reason, even dream. Will they become our partners, our children, or something beyond our imagining? A second agricultural revolution unfolds, not on sprawling fields, but in towering gardens that touch the clouds. Energy drawn from sun and sea in endless humming abundance. The dream of plenty, once confined to ancient fables, edges closer to reality. But every seed holds twin possibilities, growth or decay. The tools we wield are powerful, yet their fruits will depend on how and why we use them. What kind of civilization will we choose to build? One ruled by narrow profit or by expansive purpose? Will our machines liberate us or chain us? Will our genetic gifts deepen our humanity or unravel it? The next great leap will not be defined solely by technology. It will be a leap of spirit, of how we see ourselves and each other. We were once wanderers on the savannah, hunters under alien stars, builders of cities, tellers of tales. Tomorrow we may become something more, not by conquering the future, but by nurturing it. When our ancestors pressed their handprints into cave walls, they left behind more than marks of survival. They left a message. We were here, we dreamed, we mattered. For most of our history, we lived close to the bone of the world, at the mercy of storm and drought, of tooth and claw. To survive was to triumph. To hope was an act of rebellion. Yet something restless stirred within us. We sought more than shelter. We built temples, we sang to the stars, we carved meanings into stone and into the fabric of our hearts. Each leap forward, from firelight to fibre optics, was not just about tools, but about possibilities, about the widening of the human spirit. Today we face challenges that dwarf anything our ancestors could imagine. Weapons that can end cities in a heartbeat, algorithms that can shape, or shatter, minds, a planet straining under the weight of its stewards. Yet within these trials lies the seed of transformation, a chance not merely to survive, but to transcend. Survival alone is a low ambition for a species that can dream in galaxies. The true question is no longer, will we endure? But rather, what will we become? Will we be architects of wonder or agents of ruin? The future is not a distant country. It is being born now, in every classroom, every laboratory, every act of courage, every whispered dream. We are the crossroads generation. Never before has a single century held such peril and, well, such promise. Evolution is no longer just the slow hand of nature. It is now, in part, our choice. To cultivate wisdom alongside knowledge, to balance power with empathy, to remember that we are not owners of the earth, but a fleeting, precious part of its great story. Perhaps the greatest leap is not outward but inward, to rediscover wonder, to rekindle reverence, to build not just cities of steel, but civilizations of the soul. In the end, every civilization is a question posed to time, and every generation is a chance to answer, not merely with survival, but with grace, with imagination, with the quiet, stubborn hope that the best chapters of our story are still waiting to be written.